When it comes to music, AI sucks donkey balls. It really does. Not too long ago, I watched a video on YouTube from one of my favorite channels that I like to follow, which I suggest you follow too. It's Rick Beato. And Rick Beato has really established himself not only as a consummate musician, because he is, but he has interviewed some pretty fantastic artists. And so I really love watching his channel. So if you're not a fan of Rick Beato's, you should be. Subscribe to his channel. I've no problem promoting Rick because he does something really, really great. And so cross promoting another YouTube channel, no problem at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, you should also follow Rick Beato too. That's his second channel, which has shorter clips, which he extracts from a lot of the interviews that he does on his original channel. But subscribe, man. Subscribe. He's a cool dude. And he knows his shit. He knows his music. And that's why I have a lot of respect for Rick. But before I dive into that, I do want to say that I watched a video not too long ago where he's talking about what the best songs for 2026, the nominations for Grammys. And I agree with him 100% that every song that's nominated for a Grammy is a POS, man. It is a piece of shit. They're not memorable songs. They're not good songs. And what's really funny, because he did a comparison from what songs were, what the best song nominations were for 1984 compared to 2026. And there are a couple of things that he brought up that one of them really stood out, and that is back in 1984, the songs were written by one artist, and it's usually the artist who wrote the song. So I think one of the songs, one was Every Breath You Take by The Police. Who wrote the song? Sting. One person wrote the song. The funny thing with what's nominated for 2026 is that all these songs are like what? One had 11 songwriters, and what the biggest joke about that is 11 songwriters for some song where they sampled another song, an older song. So they're basically just stealing and borrowing from other old songs and then just throwing some lyrics on it on top of it. And you call yourself a songwriter and you need 11 people to do that? Come on, come on. No. But anyway, just wanted to say I agree with Rick Beato in that none of these songs are memorable. You know, why do we remember the songs from 1984? Because they're great songs. Well, what else was nominated? Michael Jackson had two. He said there were two songs that were nominated: "Beat It" and was it Billie Jean? I forget. Anyway, but the point is that then these are songs that have lasted through the test, or how do you want to say, the test of time, right? They are still here, and people still know them. And if they weren't great songs, then you wouldn't have artists ripping them off and sampling them, and or stealing their melodies or whatever they're doing. So AI does suck. It sucks like donkey balls. Now, I know in my YouTube thumbnail I say, but I like donkey balls, and I do. I love donkey balls. You know what kind of donkey balls I love? These. These are awesome. These are from the Big Island, and these are chocolate-covered macadamia nuts, and they are so good. They're one of my favorite chocolates. I had an opportunity to a vacation on the Big Island a year or two ago, and when I saw the donkey ball store, oh my God, I was in heaven. So those are the donkey balls that I like, right? Those are the donkey balls that I like. But for AI, no. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to insult donkey balls because these donkey balls are great. So I'm not going to, I guess I should change that. I shouldn't say, oh, you know, AI sucks like donkey balls. AI just sucks. But these donkey balls rock. Okay, just need to put that out there. They are really good chocolates, I have to say. As a matter of fact, I need to order some more up and have them shipped out. Anyway, the other thing that I just wanted to mention about Rick Beato is that not only does he have a channel where he interviews all these great musicians, right? He interviews incredible musicians, David Gilmour, I saw that interview he did with Flea, the interview he did with Wolfgang Van Halen, right? Are just all these different artists. And the thing is that he can hold his own because he knows music. Okay, he understands music. He understands music theory, and he can go from an artist like David Gilmour, and then interview somebody like Hans Zimmer, or Thomas Newman, or people on that level of John Williams, like these people who score films, and he can talk music with them, and he can talk theory and all this stuff because he gets it and he understands it. He doesn't have to, fake it till you make it. No. And the whole point of talking about this is you as a musician. And this is the way I approach my music. Laine's Laire music is not AI. Laine's Laire music is not, sampling from others. No. I try to write my own music, writing with, my lyrics. And you know what? Trust yourself, okay? Don't just go to AI and say, hey, and I've tried this, I want to write a song about this topic with this mood and this rhyming scheme, come up with something just out of curiosity. And what AI comes up with is crap. It's really not that great. I'm like, I'm not really digging that. I'm not really digging that. So do something like this. As a songwriter, go to Google, right? Like, let's say you're writing a song and you have a rhyming scheme and you have a phrase of a lyric and it ends with the word dark, okay? So then you want to rhyme it with dark. So do a brain dump. Think about it. Okay, dark, mark, lark, embark, stark. There's a whole list of things, and write them all down. And then go to Google and just say, what are words that rhyme with dark? And let all the synonyms come up, and you'll see words that have 1 syllable, 2 syllables, maybe some with 3 syllables, and see how you can work that into your music when you craft your lyrics, because you are crafting, you are creating. And there's nothing wrong with doing some research, but use your own brain. The one thing is, and this is what's dangerous about AI, the fact is that you are not utilizing your brain, right? Brain atrophy, that's a real thing. And it's true, you don't use it, you lose it. This is why astronauts have to work out when they're in space, because in zero gravity, their muscles are not being utilized. So muscle atrophy is a problem in space. And AI is a problem here on Earth for you to let your brain turn into mush because you're not thinking for yourself. You need to think for yourself. So as a musician, as a songwriter, whatever you're doing, use your brain, man. Utilize this great computer that's in this head of yours. Use it. There's so much value in things that your computer up here is better than anything that's out there. Better than AI. Don't be lazy and quit cutting corners, man. All right? When it comes to, I'm writing ER right now. And you know what? The one thing that I found interesting about that whole Rick Beato thing he was talking about, those 2026 nominations for Best Song, they aren't memorable. They're gone. And you know what? The Grammys? Grammys are like whatever, okay? And the Grammys don't hold the weight that they used to. So who gives a shit about Grammys? I don't. But I'll tell you, you know what's validation? What would make me feel like I won a Grammy is if, I send my album. When I finish ER, hey Rick, if you're watching, I'm going to send my album to you, okay? I'm going to send my album to you, and I want you to listen to it, and I would love to get your feedback on it. I'm going to send him ER, and if he says, hey, Laine's Laire, I want you to come on my show, and let's talk about your album, that's validation, all right? That is validation. So, and to me, that's better than a Grammy, okay? So, again, if you're an artist, you're a musician, guitar player, whatever, lyricist, singer-songwriter, whatever you want to call yourself, use your own brain, okay? Don't cut corners. Spend the time crafting a song, all right? And instead of sampling another song, why don't you listen to it? What is it that attracts you to that song? Is it a chord progression? Well, this is where you should do some basic theory, right? Figure it out. What is the progression? Basic theory, right? We have a chord progression, and you have, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? Eight notes from one octave to another. And we have, and we go, the first C is a 1 chord, D is a 2 chord, E is a 3, right? And there's major and minor chords. Just follow it. And when you hear a progression, figure it out, okay? Figure it out, or pull it up and see the sheet music and see what the chords are. And then just theoretically look at it. Oh, it's you're going from a 4 chord to a 3 chord. Well, that's interesting. Know what it is, because if you like that sound, now that you understand what the chord is, and when I put this chord together with this chord, I get this. That means now that you can utilize that in any key that you want. If it's a 4 chord going to the 3 chord, that's all you need to know. Now I can do it in any key that I want to do it in. I'll get the same effect. All right. Do some research, man. I mean, that's how I write. I'll think of something. I might even hear something, and it's like, wow, that's a badass chord progression, man. What is that? And I figure it out and go, oh, well, that's this chord going to that chord going to that chord. Now, what is that in theory? Basic theory, it's like you hear in jazz the 2-5-1 progression. Okay, that's a 2 chord going to 5 chord, resolving to the 1 chord. All right, well, figure it out, and now I can apply it to any key that I want to. So if it's for me, so I can actually sing it, right? So anyway, the point is, just don't rely on AI, because AI does suck, and it's like I said, it's atrophy of the brain. You don't want to have atrophy of the brain. You want to keep yourself fresh and do things and study and practice and play and like do it for real, okay? Again, if you call yourself a musician and you're just sampling stuff and just, putting things together and using loops or whatever, you're not a freaking musician. You're a computer programmer. Sit down and play it on an actual instrument. Let's see what real talent you actually have. You don't, because you're just sampling and pulling things from other people, what other people have done. And that was really the point that I think Rick Beato was making with the 2026 nominations, that almost all those songs, I think there was one song that was actually all original. Everything else was sampled or borrowed or whatever from some other song. And again, you need 11 songwriters to put together a song that you're stealing and picking from an older song. That's ridiculous. I don't know. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk to you about. AI does suck, but I love donkey balls. And you want to see that again? And let me show it to you again. Donkey balls. These are really great chocolate-covered macadamia nuts. Those are the donkey balls that I love. And if something sucks like donkey balls, it's not going to be like this, because if something does suck like donkey balls, these are pretty good. I guess it doesn't suck that bad now, does it? All right, my friends, that's really all I wanted to tell you today. Keeping it simple, little episode here of Raw Unfiltered, having a little fun with you as well. But again, please subscribe to this channel, follow me. I have more stuff to share with you about the ER album. Here we are, we're getting down to the wire and getting things completed. We still have more songs that I need Mike Mangini to do some drums for, that I have Matt Bissonette to play some more bass, and then shoring up and really detailing and crafting the song into what it's going to be. I was super excited about it, want to take you on this journey, so please subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss an episode, and share my channel, man. Let people know. I want to take you on my journey, all right? And of course, finally, again, just remember that when you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, okay? Give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world a difference in somebody's life, all right? Be a life changer. Spread positivity. Don't get sucked into the bullshit on social media. There's so much negativity out there. Be aware of what's going on in the world, but don't get sucked into it, all right? Spread love, spread positivity. I don't care if it sounds woo-woo or ridiculous. You know what? Just do it. Just do it, because we need more positivity out there in the world. And that, again, that small gesture of kindness can make a world of difference in somebody's life. So be a life changer. All right? Love you for following, and I'm just thrilled to be taking you on the Laine's Laire journey. Appreciate your support. Laine'sLaire.com. You can find out more about other things that I'm doing. Go to the Laine'sLaireShop.com. The links are in the description anyway. And pick up some cool merch. All right, with that, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode of Raw and Unfiltered.